know how every player goes over there. They're got to be part of social media, whatever they're doing, or however they're doing that, right? So BJ Green gets on here. He says this. Let me play it for y'all, see if I can hear it.
I love you, meaning that I came here to play football. We got guys who interact with you guys. I'm not one of them. I love you guys. I love Buff Nation, but I'm here to play football. I'm here to accomplish a mission, meaning that.
I like that. I like that. Shout out to him for that. He here to play football. He ain't trying to be all up in the media. He don't want no social media. He want to be there to play football. I like that about BJ Green. He focused. He's locked in, and I thought that was something to bring up. That was more on the positive side. You know what I mean? Because you don't see that a lot from players over there. I guess see they're really tapped into the name, image, and likeness over there. Meaning, and I'm sure y'all know it. I don't got to explain it to everybody that's in the chat, but if there anybody that is watching, I might have to explain it to their name, image, and likeness. They use that to full potential over there because of well off media being over there. First of all, one of the biggest media outlets that's on the internet. Shout out to Bucky. He's doing an amazing job. He's even bigger than some sports channels, a lot of them, for real, for real. I mean, they bring his content up on First Take, on every show out there, Fox Sports, all of that. They bring his content up on a daily basis. So him, first off, being there and that being in that realm, and then you got Shador with his page, Shiloh has a page, Deion Sanders, of course. They are teaching people how to use their name, their image really to get a lot of niceness and then build a name. And he's like, I'm not into that. I'm just here to play football. Y'all gonna see me on Saturdays. Y'all not gonna see me on the internet trying to make content because that's not what I do. I'm here to sack quarterbacks to get TFLs and to play good ball. And I like that about him. He was honest about it, straight up and to the point. So I believe from now on, I think they shouldn't even give him the camera time. Just let him do him. Cause and then you know what I'm saying, because on another note, if they do keep putting the cameras in his face, it may make him feel uncomfortable. He's not used to that. He's basically telling them that. So leave BJ Green where he at, leave him off camera, let him ball out because it can be a distraction. It can be, but don't worry, Cuban Kane. I know you want to talk about the fight. I know you want to talk about the fight. He said, "Don't let anger dictate who you are." I feel that, Kane. I feel that, South Coast, and I won't, and I won't, and I won't. And I know Cuban in the back, and I know you want to hear me talk about the fight because I gotta address that. We gonna stop the Tank dissing trucking. I don't think I was dissing Tank, right? I thought I was more or less just ripping on Tank. It's just something we do culturally, right? It's just something that happens, right? For real. Like you just sitting around your homeboys, y'all just talking a whole bunch of noise, y'all just ripping on each other, just going in and out with each other. That's just what y'all do, right? This is what we do. You know what I mean? Having a good time. We just talking to each other. And I thought that's what I was doing with Tank, right? You know, trolling him a little. I guess they call it trolling now, you know, whatever. But that's all I was doing was just trolling him a little bit. You know, no harm, no foul, no harm, no foul. But Tank is a great fighter. He is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. Like he knows what he's doing. I mean, I've heard every expert and I've seen what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Because I got to study that too and try to back up what they're saying. Fact check these guys sometimes. You got to. You got to do it with me and everybody else. I advise you to do that. But what they're saying about Tank is true. He knows how to set people up. In those rounds he's losing, it's almost like he's sitting there taking the punches and counting. Okay, he likes throwing that jab, jab, jab. Okay, then he comes with that that overhand left or overhand right. So he's counting their punches, their movers, watching their movement, their shoulders, and how they set up. Because I heard if you're really good with boxing and the shoulders, if a person's about to throw a punch, you can actually see their shoulders setting for that punch. But I guess that's why boxers are trained to just always keep their body tight so you can't tell when they're throwing punches. Correct me when I'm wrong now. So, you know, but Tank is good at getting their tails, knowing when these punches are coming. That's what makes him a great counter puncher and a great setup artist. Now, yesterday, Frank Martin did give Tank a good fight. He gave him a great battle. He gave him a great battle. Let's call that what it is. He cut him up, lumped him up a little bit, but in the end, I mean, he let Tank come in and do him. He get off the ropes, get out the corner. He stopped moving, but he even said he was getting tired. And that goes into what saying, like what Shad was saying yesterday when we was on the fans' point of view, like fighters got to stop weight bullying. Now I'm learning what that term is now. Like if that's not your natural weight, you probably shouldn't be fighting in that class. I mean, you can lose 5 pounds. I mean, if you 5 pounds over that, you 140 naturally. Yeah, you can fight at 135. But if you won what, let's say 150 naturally, and then you want to keep fighting at 135, you're gonna be weight drained. And there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. Like people keep using that for excuses. I seen people tweet that out, and like to be honest, like knowing what I'm knowing now in boxing, even though I'm still a casual, it's it's horrible for people to say that. Like there's a guy right here, there's a tweet right here, y'all. It says, I mean, I guess he's called the woke sports fan. It came across, I bookmarked it. Tank Davis last 5 opponents: Frank Martin, weight drained. Ryan Garcia, weight drained. Hector Garcia pulled up from 130. Rolly Romero, bum, and I don't know what WD mean. Wow, I don't know. Pitbull Cruz, arguably he lost that fight, I guess. I don't look. All I'm saying is that there's just excuses. It's excuses. Now, will he fight somebody that's really going to up here with his skill level? Because I've also seen something in out there Cuban where his trainer, give me Calvin, right? Calvin, his trainer, was in a corner with Tank, and Tank came out and he told Tank, he said, look, let's go at him, finish him. He's not on your level. He's not on your level. But the whole time Calvin's sitting there selling the fight and telling everybody that Frank's a good fighter. But he be knowing these guys not on his level. He knows these guys aren't on his level. And that's all that, I think some people want to see is some people, you know what I mean? But look, I get it. It's the hustle, it's the game. And I want to give Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, the biggest round of applause, because he's rocking the game out. He's doing what he's supposed to do in the game, man. That's the game of boxing. This is how fighting goes. This is how it goes. You get out there and having an undefeated record, yeah, that helps, but he's getting the maximum amount of money. He's got a lot of support behind him. He's not taking too many punches, I guess. I mean, well, that's a lot, because Tank like getting hit. I guess he likes to feel the guy's punches or he goes off, but he's doing what he's supposed to do out there. And it's the business of boxing. It's just how boxing goes. And me being a casual, I don't think that I'll ever get into it, man. I think MMA is something more of my speed, because boxing is just the way it is now. I heard that what they say is Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh was supposedly trying to buy out all the big promotion companies, and now I don't know if you heard the same thing, and trying to form a boxing league. If that happens and they could find a way to keep the boxers getting paid similar to what they are now on contract, I think that'll help the whole boxing out, because then fights will be made. There will be the fights that everybody want to see, that the competition level, the guys who are on his level, I should say, you know what I mean, fighting him. Because I mean, if you can help me out here, and I really want your input, I'll take nothing personal out here. It's all funny and wild, I'm always learning. I don't know who is on his level, who can give him a good fight, who is on his level. I heard Shad name somebody yesterday. I can't remember the guy's name, but that's all we want to see, a challenge. And I think he took him to the 7th, 8th round. But he gassed out. He gassed out. Now, Katie, you said I know zero about boxing, but I want to see Mike Tyson knock Jake Paul into next year. Yo, that's wild. I like that might be a good one. They said, but look, man, Mike Tyson is old and Jake Paul ain't nothing.